filter one kite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Michael, Puffdog.
All right.
Paula Huie, the proprietor.
We are here. Tracy Lamore just walked in.
Oh, that's the noise.
That's the noise. It's Tracy Lamore.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tracy. Holy crap.
So, welcome to the
Good party.
420 radio show. The first time at Ganjahnistas in Hamilton at 242
in public.
Queen Street. What was that? What'd you say, Mary Jane?
I said the joys of filming live.
Yeah, we're here
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
And,
We're live. Tracy walks in.
Perfect timing. I'm sitting with Michael Puffdog Thomas and Miss Kelly and Paula. Pronounce your last name. Huie. I thought so. Paula Huie, who is the owner of Ganjahnistas in Hamilton at, I already said it, but I'll say it again, 242 Queen Street East. We don't want to send them over to West like I did with our first pizza delivery at Kelly's place. Yeah, wasn't that funny? Yeah, it took
Funnier
a while
for the
to get
guy
the
that
pizza.
answers the door.
It took a while. So we are going to be chatting today with Michael and anybody else who wants to talk. We're going to talk with Paula about what's going on here. They've got a lot of events coming in and out of here during the week as well. It's a really cool vibe in here. It's nice to actually go into a lounge and smoke a doobie because that isn't happening very often, is it, Michael?
No. Previously
Wait,
I owned
hold it. It's not a vapor lounge then.
Yes, it is, because we're vaping as well. There are vaporizers, there are dab tools and pens, and shatterizers, and what do you call those? E-nails. And
But you can smoke a joint.
we can smoke a doobie as well. Until somebody comes in and says,
Oh my God, I love you guys. Now see, now you make me want to move.
Yeah.
But the traffic, I'm still better off where I am.
The smokers are already outside because you want to know something? You can't smoke tobacco in here.
You can't.
No smoking tobacco. Nope, not even in an e-cigarette. No poppers. No blunts. Unless, of course, it's hemp blunts or leaf blunts.
Yeah.
I watched this video a while ago. I think Marcel saved it with me. It was about this guy in Jamaica. He takes these buds, these huge buds, and squishes them and squishes them and squishes them, then takes a nail and drives it right down the center and lights it up. Yeah. Yeah.
It's an awesome way to smoke
Lettuce wrap.
a bud.
Lettuce wrap blunts.
I don't know if I don't like eating
What?
lettuce. Never mind.
Did you say lettuce wrapped?
Lettuce wraps. Yeah.
Lettuce is good
Why
for
would?
ya.
I don't know about
Do you know the
I don't know
best
about
wraps
smoke.
are leaves, fan leaves?
Yeah.
I'd eat it.
They're also the most expensive. The most expensive wrap is the leaf wraps.
Not if you're your own grower.
Fair enough. Do you do wraps and stuff, Michael?
I don't have time for that,
No.
man.
Just a
No,
joint smoker.
that's my problem. I don't have time for that shit. I'm busy doing other shit.
So, if anybody noticed that we've killed our chat room, it's because some doofus face likes to post really rude stuff. So, if you want to interact with us during the show now, just interact with the little window down in the bottom right corner. It's the messenger window. Open it up, say hello. It'll come to all of us. We can all talk to you and have some fun. So no more chat room. Fuck the chat room. Fuck the chat rooms.
I like the chat room, and you only took it down because I was going to respond. And I don't think that's fair because I think that individual needed a response.
Well,
Plus, spam in the chat room is always awesome. I love people trying to sell me, discounts for this if I give their email address. I think it's great. Yeah, I'm glad the chat room's gone.
We're sitting here with Michael Puffdog Thomas, who is a very, very, very well-known name in the St. Catharines, Hamilton, Toronto area. All over Canada, really. Mostly Ontario, I guess, eh?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You got to turn this way so we can hear you, bud.
Yeah.
I've heard of them, and I'm way over in Nova Scotia, so.
There you go. I mean, Michael has a whole bunch of stuff going on, although he's retiring. But I wanted him to pick his brain, and, he's a good conversation. Why don't you, instead of me telling them who you are and what you do, you pick your own words and tell people.
Well, I'm a retiring Canadian activist, worldwide activist, really, as the founder of Dads for Marijuana. Oh, by the way, just to, there's something that I need to really say and just get off my chest.
You go right ahead.
And, we lost a couple of Canadian activists recently, a couple of gentlemen. One of these guys took Dads for Marijuana to international status and created somewhere in the neighborhood of 148 chapters worldwide.
Wow.
Actively promoting cannabis as medicine, especially for the children of the world that suffer from dreadful diseases. And we lost Mr. Michael DeSalt Jensen, and we lost Shane King, who is another activist that I stood shoulder to shoulder with at Toronto Police Services headquarters and protested Project Claudia and the raids that went on in the city of Toronto. Jesus, this really hits home hard. We're the old guard. We're losing the old guard,
yep.
and it scares the hell out of me. And as much as I know I need to retire and look after my health, sometimes somebody's got to hold that sign that makes that very bold statement. And I'm just, I guess, as one of the not so much elders, but I'm getting on in years.
Original sign holders.
Yeah,
Old school.
Sometimes we need to have those signs held on Parliament Hill so that they get the message. That's the only time they get the message, really, is when you stand on their front lawn and call them out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and
that's Tracy Lamoure's voice.
That's really just. In 1984, when they handed me my ass on Parliament Hill on Canada Day, because I was the only guy with a weed flag and a reefer in my hand, that was a pretty bold statement. And, sometimes we have to make bold statements.
The bold statements sometimes are needed to get over a hump.
Absolutely. I went to bat for my own daughter, who was viciously assaulted and finally succumbed to her injuries, and I was challenged at every corner, you can't do that here, sir. Oh, we don't think your daughter needs that. I had to have lawyers involved and go right for the jugular for them to understand that that's my daughter, and damn it, if smoking a joint helped her feel better in her condition, then who are they to stand in her way?
Well,
I agree.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people out there that are doing things for the right reasons. There's a lot of new people out there that are coming into the community that are there for one reason and one reason only, to make money off of patients, unfortunately.
No, it's not just off of patients. They're willing to make money off of anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm always preaching for the patient, though, right? Because
so am I.
The rec person, if they want to smoke cannabis, they have to pay for it. They have to know that they're going to go out and spend whatever they spend on their weed every month. Where myself, Michael, Kelly, Tracy, and Paula and her staff we're all patients, and it's like, we need a place.
The difference between the rec user and the patient really is the patient
how much you
needs
spend
it every day.
Yes.
The rec patient only needs a small amount once in a while,
or even at all. Like once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every other Friday, I like to go out and smoke a joint with my brother out in the back. That kind of thing. And that's where most people are, I would think. Eh?
Yeah.
Right.
We also have to take into account microdosing oil, right? Like, which we've seen huge progress in, and we all know the mathematics to making oil with flour. To make full extract cannabis oil. I mean, it takes a lot of product to make a little product if you want pure medicine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And you got to do it right, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there doing it not right.
I've been making FICO since the mid-'70s, so I have my share of time of producing the stuff.
Well, tell me, why are we only, both of you have your own answers, I'm sure, for this. Why are we only hearing about FICO now out in the open? Because for the last year, that you hear a lot, FICO,
yeah.
And I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, well...
Because some of us, and I'll be honest and blunt, some of us got tired of RSO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because RSO is not FICO, it's not a full extract.
Yeah.
RSO is a petrochemical solvent-based extract that removes your non-polar soluble cannabinoids.
Well, okay,
FICO is a full extract, which means it removes both polar and non-polar.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be black, for God's sakes. It's not supposed
The plant
to be
has all of the cannabinoids. Why waste them by using naphtha?
Yeah.
So this is why a number of people refuse to use RSO and prefer to use the term FICO. I just prefer to use the term whole plant extract.
Okay, but explain to me what the difference is in the processes. One's with ISO, one's with naphtha. Basically.
Or gasoline or grain alcohol or anything
diesel,
like that.
yeah.
Anything that's non-polar.
Okay.
Grain alcohol is
So it's the non-polar thing that's the difference.
Right, non-polar. See, ISO has the ability to be both polar and non-polar, so it removes all of the cannabinoids. You get a wider range of cannabinoids removed.
Okay.
Using something like naphtha, grain alcohol, something like that, you're going to get non-polar cannabinoids, which means you're going to get much higher concentrate of THC, which is non-polar.
Correct.
Right? And CBD. So, but you're losing out because you're not getting the non-polar, all of the polar soluble cannabinoids, which may be the beneficial ones that people actually need.
Yes.
But, okay, so the story goes when you're using naphtha grabs everything, right?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay, so then the story's wrong.
Naphtha will grab the same soluble compounds that its polarity is.
I'm not sure why the grain alcohol does work that way, but it's got to be something different from the other extract process.
Grain alcohol is definitely different than naphtha, but a grain alcohol is definitely different than ISO. And benzene is another one that's still completely different again.
Yeah, but that's also left by the naphtha and diesel and gasoline, isn't it?
Gasoline would do similar action that naphtha would do, but very likely it would be parentis.
And you wouldn't be able to get rid of everything, I don't think, would you?
Well, I don't know.
I guess if you let it go long enough, you can remove anything.
Listen, I don't know. How do you Well, I guess you'd need a back purge to back off gasoline.
I wouldn't even want to touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're smoking gasoline today.
No gasoline. You want to smoke some gasoline, ladies?
But so while you sit and laugh about gasoline in extracting for oil, you got to realize that gasoline's also used for making cocaine.
Yeah, and you know what? I watched that process. The chef, as I call Gordon Ramsay, he went because the story I think I remember is his brother had a bad coke habit. He wanted to go and find out why and how it's made and go from plant to street. And he did that in a documentary style where he had unprecedented access, where he walked right into a cocaine plantation and went right through it. They put sulfuric acid on the leaves to release those compounds, and they put this on the leaf and that on the leaf, and it's like, holy fuck, I'm glad I didn't get into that shit. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I just prefer my organic cannabis, you know.
It comes down to the chemical reactions is all it is.
That's what they showed the steps of each thing has its own chemical reaction, and then they throw sulfuric acid into it's like, whoa. And you're putting that up your nose.
Yeah.
You know?
No wonder people get nosebleeds.
I had a buddy in high school.
Normally they get nosebleeds because they didn't grind it up enough.
I had a buddy in high school that had no cartilage in between his nose because he did so much coke. And he could take a handkerchief and go. It's weird. You don't want to know they're visual people.
And luckily, we don't have video.
So, listen, I think we're going to put on a tune, okay? Because I got to go to the little boy's room. I pulled up some Bush Doctor because it's one of my favorite songs. Peter Tosh. This is the 420 Radio Show. We're live at Ganjahnistas in Hamilton.
Sounds like somebody's got one of those little shakers for beads.
Yeah, somebody is playing with the bag from the volcano and making all kinds of noise. We'll be right back.
Warning. The Surgeon General warns. Cigarette smoking is dangerous. Dangerous. Hazard to your health. Does that mean anything to you? Them legalize marijuana. Right here in Jamaica, yeah. Them say it cured glaucoma, yeah. I'm an Bush doctor, yeah. So there'll be no more smoking and feeling intense. When I see them come, I don't have to jump no fence. Legalize marijuana, yeah. Down here in Jamaica, yeah. Only cure for asthma, yeah. I'm an active minister, yeah. So there'll be no more police
We are back. This is the 420 Radio Show. We are live at Ganjahnistas in Hamilton, 242 King East. Come on in and say hi. There's a comedy show on tonight, Weirdo Comedy Show. And I don't have the flyer in front of me, but I'll get one before we leave. Here we are. I can't read the names because I don't have glasses. Can you see that, Michael?
I can't even read them with my glasses on. That's small.
I'll get Paula to come over when she's done having her snack, and we'll talk about it. Yeah. So we're just hanging out and smoking doobies. We've got Tracy Lamore here, Kelly's here, Tracy's brother, and the ladies that work here, and my buddy. We've known each other quite a long time. We've been friends here on in the community.
Yeah.
Community. So, Puffdog, as he's known lovingly, has a bunch of things that he does that he would like to talk about, and he's got some rosins here that we're gonna try. And
yeah, we should set up a rig. Actually,
you want to set up a rig?
Yeah.
Okay. There's one heating up right there. I can see the lights on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Michael's going to go set up a rig. You want to talk about Harvest Fest for a minute, Marcel?
Sure.
Okay. Talk to me.
Come to Harvest Fest.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
Be a blast.
We're going to be there. We're going to have everything set up. And you can come and hang out in our makeshift living room. And you can smoke there, too.
Tell the people when it is. When is it, Marcel? What weekend?
July
22nd. Hang on, I got to look at the calendar.
It's the 20th to the 22nd.
Yeah, July 20th to the 22nd.
Scotia.
Yeah, just outside Truro, Nova Scotia on private property.
Yep.
Rough camping for the weekend.
What is
$40.
rough camping?
Rough camping means you bring a tent or you bring a trailer, you camp. There's no shower facilities, there's no washroom facilities. We do have some porta potties.
I'm bringing a portable shower.
Yeah, it's rough camping is the best term for it.
Okay. So if you don't like sleeping on the ground in a tent, there's hotels around though.
You can travel into Truro, which is about 15 minutes away, to a wide assortment of hotels, motels, etc. And if you're thinking about booking a hotel, then I would suggest book now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is in the area? And the reason I'm asking is because we've got an interview that Mary Jane did a few hours ago with, you want to say who?
Yeah, sure. It was with Randy from Trailer Park Boys, Pat Roach.
Yep.
So, yeah, also around Truro, they filmed the Trailer Park Boys.
Yep, they filmed some of it there. Actually, the episodes that Snoop Dogg was in, because he was in Truro too.
Okay.
Nice.
I actually knew that because I heard that part of the interview.
Yeah, but in
the interview, Randy actually says where they filmed. So we're going to stop by when we get down to Harvest Fest and check out the trailer park. Do the sightseeing thing.
Yeah, well, if you're going to do the sightseeing thing, then some of the things that you might want to check out is Peggy's Cove. It's an awesome place. We basically allow people from Western Canada to sacrifice themselves to our ocean to keep us happy. Because they don't read the signs that says stay off the rocks, and every year we lose people from Ontario and Quebec and things like that, and it's a not you fall off the rocks and get back up. It's a fall off the rocks, you don't come back.
Yeah, we've got some places like that where that's happened, like the Elora Gorge. People like to jump off the gorge rocks.
Yeah, well, this has got signage everywhere telling people to stay away from the rocks. Yet they still have to go out there for that picture.
You got to try it. it. You know.
The other one that's a pretty cool sight to see is the Bay of Fundy.
Okay, we scheduled a whale watching tour all the way. If you go past Digby, all the way down there, you have to cross like 2 ferries.
Yeah.
You did?
Whale watching tour.
That might be fun.
Yeah, whale watching is cool. The other thing that you can see in Truro when the tide comes in is the tidal bore.
Oh.
So the Bay of Fundy has the highest tides in the world, and the tide literally goes up the rivers, and one of the rivers that goes up is the Shubenacadie River, and it travels 30 miles up that river. 30 kilometers up that river. And what happens is when the tide comes in, it literally reverses the flow of the river. So you have a wall of water barreling upriver.
Oh, is that the reversing falls?
No, reversing falls is in New Brunswick and St. John, and it does the same thing. When the tide goes up there, it literally goes up with so much force, it turns about a 6-foot waterfall into a 4-foot waterfall going the opposite direction.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. With a giant whirlpool. And when I say a giant whirlpool, I mean it can suck you down pretty quick.
I think I've seen pictures of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of cool things to see down here.
Now, where, in relation to where we're going, to Truro, how far is it to Oak Island?
To where?
Oak Island.
It was 3
From
hours.
Truro, about 3 hours.
It's far away, eh?
Yeah, 3 to 3.5 hours. And then getting onto the island is hit or miss that time of year.
Okay.
For the same reason that you'd want to go.
All right.
We live here and we don't go there.
Well, I'm assuming I'll be a little busy when I'm there. I won't have time, so.
Yeah. But if you want to go and plan a trip down there.
We're planning on, we're going to be hanging out with Marcel that weekend. And we've got some really cool things. We're going to actually be doing all our shows from there, which is going to be cool. And we've got some guests lined up already, and we've even got somebody that's going to come and sing a certain little song, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Oh, perfect. Since I already know who that is.
It might be a sing-along. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be a sing-along. I think there's going to be lots of sing-alongs there, actually, because you want to know what I'm looking forward to the most, Marcel? Hanging out
Sitting around the fire.
Hanging out at night and running through fires and, that
Well, we have a nice big bonfire pit, and everybody just gathers around and has a fire and stays away from the bugs.
Yeah, I'm not relishing the bugs. Michael's back because he came back from having a dab. They're doing dabbies over there, which I can't do. And
Why?
Because I love my shatterizer too much.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But this worked in the Shatterizer, didn't it?
Yes, it does. I'm smoking it right now. It's right here.
Yeah, buddy, he's only done a few dabs. I don't want him to green out. Like, this is pretty hard hitting, right? We're doing low temp extraction, right? We find that when we do a lower temp, that you don't singe or scorch the terpenes, right?
Yep. There's lots of action in here today. It's awesome.
It's noisy.
Say hi to people as they come in, Marcel.
Hi, people.
Hi, people. No names.
Hey, are you saying hi people or
Hi,
are they
people.
hi?
Are you high people
Well,
or just saying hi people?
Are you high people or about to be high people?
There are people coming in and out, which is really cool. And this is actually, I think, the first Friday night I've been here. I was here on a Saturday night. This is my fourth time being here, I think. I mean, you've been here 2 or 3 times now, right, Michael? Yeah. I walked in and saw Michael sitting here. I was like, dude. I had no idea he was here.
Nice, very nice, nice layout.
Turn a little bit.
As far as lounges are concerned,
the
these
ambiance.
people,
The ambiance is really nice. You walk in, it's very calm. It's not in your face. I mean, there's usually music going. They've got a good sound system set up. Paula loves her reggae. In fact, we got a new reggae show starting soon on Saturday nights, which I'm really excited to be. and it's from Jamaica.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a DJ in Jamaica going to be doing a live reggae show Saturday nights.
Nice.
Yep. We might be doing a tester this weekend. And there's lots of events going here. I'll get Paula to come over and we'll talk about our events and stuff like that coming up. And, yeah, so there's, a little different than me sitting in my apartment, which is what I've been doing for 10 years? We've just started going out a lot. Al Graham and I go out to a lot of the events and stuff like that, and we wander around and we talk to people like that lady right there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I've talked with Al Graham quite a few times, actually, at different events. And
I usually stay home. It's more comfortable.
yeah.
Al likes to walk around.
I'm finding that, my days of yelling and screaming at politicians have come to an end. I know that.
And that's what they make blowhorns for.
Yeah, well...
So you don't have to yell.
Yeah, I understand that, but...
It's hard.
It is. As an activist, buddy, it was 110 for me and sometimes 150, and I was amped.
It's like, hey, buddy!
Yeah. I can't be amped anymore. And...
That's why I like this medium, because I don't have to yell. I can have other people on with their own opinions, and we just sit around and shoot the shit. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are like 7, 8 people in here right now, and you're probably hearing little chatters in the background. And here she comes again. She's going to walk by. She's going to ignore us because the mic is live. I got her. She's here now. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Al.
You have to talk louder than that, Paula.
Hi, Al.
That's better.
That's better.
Yeah. So we're here at your club. You want to tell people about it?
Now that you put me on the spot?
Yes. Well, what I'd really like you to do is read this and tell people what's on after us, because I can't read it. It's too small.
It's too small?
Yeah.
Where's your glasses?
I don't have any. I'm poor.
Oh. So tonight at Ganjahnistas Lounge, the Weirdo Carnival stand-up comedy show, hosted by Brandon Sobel, featuring local up-and-coming comedians Tyler Shazma, Dave McInnes, and Black Zeus.
And that's after we clear out of here. Well, we're staying.
Yeah, you're hanging out.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're going to see the show. I've not been to a comedy show in a long time.
It starts at 10:30.
It starts at 10:30 right here at 242 King Street East.
Right on the corner of Ferguson Station.
Yeah, the Cannabis Corner.
Cannabis Corner.
Cannabis Corner. Yes. Now we have to keep calling it that. I'm actually going to put a little not a laptop, but a tablet in here where people can come in and go beep and say what's on their mind, and then we'll run them on the show.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it could be fun. Yeah, like Old Speaker's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
I
like that idea.
So what other stuff do you have going on here? You got something going on this week as well, right?
On Monday we have the cannabis market, Cannacade as we call it.
It's yours. It's okay. It's a makeshift. We could put a wall of plexi here. Anyways, go on.
We have the Cannacade event, which is a local. We like to have a lot of local vendors here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in Hamilton that produce a lot of great cannabis.
A lot of really
cannabis-related products.
We have a poster. Somebody was listening.
My right-hand gal.
So it's like a pop-up market.
It's a pop-up market, yeah.
Okay. Now you can come in and buy different products that are medically medicated.
Locally produced.
Locally produced.
Support local.
Yep, absolutely. And crafts?
Not this time around.
No.
We're hoping in the summertime to have more of an outdoor space, to have more craft.
Well, luckily there's something right there.
I know.
Right
Perfect
next
spot.
Door, the perfect spot.
Yeah.
There you go. You've been open how long? Just about a month now?
Just a month now.
Yeah.
June 1st.
And I like everybody I've seen come in here comes back. Everybody I've seen come in comes back. Like Tracy brought me in. We came down after Cannabis.
Yeah.
And I haven't left yet. And it's just the feeling in here is what it should feel like.
Yeah. What does it feel like?
Community, a place to hang out, say hi. I think everybody I haven't seen any grumpy faces.
No. Good vibes only.
Yep, good vibes. It says positive mind, positive vibes, positive
spit it out.
Life. And you have paintings on the wall from people who have come in. You have a poster. We're going to go to the poster now. You have, it's called Paint Night. I'm going to come to that. Cause
yeah, you should.
I may not paint, but, I might. I like to doodle. But it's called Paint Night, and it's cannabis friendly. And you can come in and get really, really stoned or medicated, whichever way you fly, and make art. And they've got some from last week. Some pieces there that are a beach
scene with
beach
mountains.
Scene with mountains and water,
shoreline.
Yeah. Some are straighter than others.
Yeah. You liked mine the best.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it was yours though. I said I like that one the best.
I wanted an unbiased opinion.
There you go. You got one. So explain Paint Night, what goes on, and all that.
Yeah. So Paint Night. Everybody gets a door prize. We don't like to say what it is, but I don't think we need to. Come in. We have the artist actually walks us through a nice chakra.
So you have an actual artist come in.
We have an actual artist come in
that knows what they're doing.
Yep, Lori the artist.
Okay.
She's amazing.
Okay.
Then she walks us through a chakra clearing meditation.
Oh God, I'd come just for that.
It's really calming, relaxing, and it gets you right in the perfect headspace to be creative.
I know that headspace because I'm a photographer. You get into.
Sorry, Al's having a Shatterizer episode.
There's my fourth plug for the evening. So it's you bring. It costs $45 per person, or $80 for a couple.
Yep.
And but you get your supplies, your paint, brushes, your cannabis. It's a canvas, not cannabis. Although you can come and
although there is a door prize.
There is a door prize.
Everyone gets one.
Everybody wink right now. They had lemonade, and the lemonade's awesome. Please don't drink too much, though, because I'll drink it the next day.
Yeah, I went a little too far with that one.
They got water and lemonades and lots of munchies. Snacks.
Healthy snacks.
I'm waiting for the hot dog machine to start.
2 words.
No.
Mango salsa.
Mango salsa?
Yeah. Oh.
I make mango salsa.
Oh, we could do that, too.
Just mangoes.
Sure.
We have a fruit bar and prove whether or not
with medicated chocolate. Done.
Hey, I make medicated mango salsa.
Marcel makes medicated ice cream that is fucking phenomenal, I hear.
And medical patients in Hamilton need access to that, so...
We're going to come up with our own, don't you worry about
that.
All right. I got a recipe if you got the money.
Yeah. We'll talk later.
So we have one date left in June for the summer schedule.
Yeah.
That's next Friday, June 29th.
June 27th. Oh, no, June. Okay,
June. Stay on the program.
So Friday from 7 p.m. till... Hey, we can come and do that. We'll do the show while you guys are painting.
There you go.
You
can paint and...
I'll paint and make a fool out of myself.
and talk.
Yeah.
All at one. And then there's 2 dates in July and 2 dates in August. Summer schedule is posted on our Instagram and Facebook as well.
And what's your Instagram?
Ganjahnistas.
At Ganjahnistas.
Ganjahnistas.
Now, wouldn't that... this is one of those words that actually looks as it sounds.
Yeah.
Hooked on phonics.
Since I was 4.
Yeah, you see, they're the hooked on phonics generation. I was there. I was take them to therapy. That's really cool. I'll come in to do that. Sure. Why not?
That'd
And,
be fun.
it's good for a date night.
We had a lot of couples come, and they had an amazing time. Yeah.
And if you come as a single person...
You're not
maybe
left out.
You might. You know what?
Know.
I come in here alone, and the girls walk by. They do their own thing, but and it's great because, but they'll say, "Hey, need anything?" And Jen likes to clean the ashtrays. I'm kidding.
We need an ashtray service, please. Ding dong.
The atmosphere is what I've always thought a lounge should be. I've been to several. Very cliquey.
Yes.
Okay, I think we all know, when I say cliquey, I think we all know where I'm talking about. But in 2018, almost halfway through now,
Yeah, halfway.
the climate in Toronto is much different than here in Hamilton. It's more open. I mean, you literally stand out the front door and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dispensaries sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Not all medical.
No.
And then there's, your 19 plus. And then down the road, there's another 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then in Hess Village, there's another 6 or 7.
Oh, there is about 25 to 30 within a 10, 15-minute walk of
The
here.
last I heard was 48 in Hamilton.
I was just saying in this general 10 to 15-minute walk around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Toronto at one time, there was over 200. And now I know where 2 are.
Yeah.
They've all gone underground. There's a few clubs that you can go into. You need to know somebody in Toronto.
Has it changed that much? I haven't been, I'm kind of spoiled here in Greentown.
I go in Toronto. The only place I will go to now is Sea of Green because the quality is Jamie.
He's
Jamie's
fantastic.
a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I've met him several times.
I have not, just interacted online and
And even though he's wrecked in the sense that it's a 19 plus store, you just go in and go out. Personally, I'm 54 years old. I'm sick and tired of being asked for ID. I'm sick and tired of having to fill out a form. I am a member of 2 medical cannabis dispensaries now, and that'll stay that way. I was a member of the original COM, when they were downtown, and you walked in and it was very quiet and very zen and all that. Then you start going into the 19 plus places and there's like goons standing at the door, which are needed in some areas, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But some, there are reasons for everything.
No, not necessarily reasons for everything, but there are certain climates where a little bit of muscle is a necessity.
Yeah, yeah.
And that could be also you could look at it from another angle, maybe tighter security, buzz in, second buzz in doors.
That's because we're dealing with the value of the items, right? And I think that once everything becomes a little bit more mainstream and legalized, those prices are going to go down. The value is going to be less.
They already are going down.
Yeah.
They are going down. But now
it's
what's happening, though, with a lot of dispensaries, there's been a few smash and grabs as well.
Oh, yeah.
And those are scary for the employees and everybody who's in there. I mean, Hamilton is an awesome place. It's my second home. It's where the kids are. I'm here a fair amount of it, but I grew up in Toronto. I've just spent the last 20 years living up north. It's a culture shock for me. It really is. I mean, walking down the road and see somebody talking to themselves and they're not on their cell phone brings me back to Toronto 1970.
Well, that's because they shipped them all here. One-way Greyhound ticket.
Are there many lounges around in the area still?
There aren't many.
I know Paula's still on an order to keep, Brittany is on an order to keep Cloud 9 closed still.
For now, yeah.
For now. And then
there's Hamilton Vapes.
Then there's
Anthony's
place. And then there's one down here, isn't there?
I don't know. Is there?
There's nothing.
Nothing like.
Nothing.
No, it's just me. Ganjahnistas.
We stop right here.
242 King Street East.
Yes, that's come in and say hi. I've said it 4 times already.
HIGH.
There you go.
Yeah.
So most lounges have rules.
Yeah.
What are your rules?
Do you want me to get them for you?
Yeah.
Have you read the rules?
I have.
Are you sure?
Have I broken any?
Oh, well, we'll go down the
About 18 or 20.
And I'll tell you, there is a Greek restaurant around the corner that delivers that's fucking awesome. I had it the other day. All right, we got the rules.
Rules, regulations.
Regulations. Alan, listen. Okay, you got to bring your own cannabis, BYOC, or BYOB, bring your own bud.
Yep.
Whichever way you fly. No asking, no dealing, no selling, no mooching, inside or out.
Not outside either.
Yep. No tobacco, no alcohol, including blunts. No cannabis products. Oh, non-cannabis products. No non-cannabis.
Yeah.
These are all no's.
No.
No politics. In other words, you will not see Doug Ford here anytime soon.
He did follow me last night on Twitter.
That's why I mentioned it.
Ah. Trying to talk some.
No religion. I am Jewish. I will bring in some latkes in the high holidays, and that's it.
So it's no politics, no religion, unless the topic has to do with cannabis.
Well,
so we can talk
Hebrew stuff
as long as it's, how do you say cannabis in Hebrew?
I don't know.
What?
My mom would know, but what I do know is that cannabis is kosher.
Oh, it is kosher.
It is kosher.
There's actually kosher kush too, and it smells like dill pickles.
I wouldn't know. I don't like dill pickles.
Well, don't smoke kosher kush.
And no VAB bribes.
We do take bribes. I'm just joking.
No bad vibes ever.
Ever.
And you know what? I've only seen one snarky face here once.
Yeah. Energy's really important.
Yeah. No, it wasn't you. It was somebody who came in, and he was obviously just wandering, and,
just a
and
wanderer.
He was a little bit snarky, and because he wanted his booze.
Well, we're right downtown,
But yeah, and it's Ganjahnistas at 242 King Street East. Marcel, let's give it a voice. Come on.
What?
Where's my theme song?
We'll work on
Oh my God, we'll have to work on that. Ganjahnistas.
Ganjahnistas.
Al. I did all of the shows here on Wednesday. Yeah, it is. I did all the shows here. Gangsters.
No, you didn't.
Al had a hard time. That's hilarious. Ganjahnistas.
Ganjahnistas.
Where are you going? Over to Ganjahnistas. Over there at 242 King Street East. Yeah, I have not seen any kind of gangster in here yet. So, what other you've got tonight again? We've got the comedians coming in. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here. Are we streaming?
You can stream if you
awesome.
If you want
we'll
to.
Figure it out. We'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
We got the mic cord now and everything, so they'll be able to mic and everything.
Yeah. That's important.
I brought some. I brought in to go with Rick Simpson's. Hi, Cal.
Hello.
You want to say hi to Marcel and everybody?
Said hi to Marcel.
Okay. I brought in to go with the Rick Simpson Phoenix Tears story.
Oh yeah.
I brought in the
Green Buds.
Dana Larson's Green Buds and Hash. So you can read that here. There's going to be a whole bunch of magazines in here. You just got to get them from Al. Treating Yourself. Which are have you looked at some of the old Treating Yourselves before?
I haven't, no.
They're actually really good magazines.
Really good magazines.
You're supposed to bring them in. I keep hearing about them. They're so elusive.
They're coming. Mary Jane.
They're on their way tomorrow.
See?
Okay.
On it.
Everybody's coming in tomorrow for Pride.
Nice.
Now, do they have Pride here in Hamilton?
They have Pride in Hamilton. Yeah.
Is it the same time?
I have not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find that out for next year and go on the crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Jen. Oh.
Jen's here.
You better save your roaches. Save the roaches.
We'll keep this roaches.
Okay.
Roaches.
Let Jen get her clean on.
There you go. She's got
Thank you.
Jen usually. That was Jen. The
We're very cleanliness.
Yeah, I'm the messy one. I come in, but I clean up after myself. Again, they have great Greek food down the road. We have somebody coming in to say hello.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Marcel.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to turn my mic around because somebody came in to say hi to Paula. And let's talk about what's going on in the news, guys. Okay, that's going to fill another 15 minutes that we've only been going for. Actually, we've been going for almost an hour.
So are you talking about the announcement of the Senate passing Prohibition 2.0.
Yeah, and that's C-45, and also the sneak attack of last night's C-46 passing. Yep. That wasn't cool, was it?
No.
No, it wasn't cool at all. We are loading pages, aren't you?
Pardon me?
Are you loading pages?
No.
No. So, what do you guys think? What do you think about all of this stuff here? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going to be okay?
It's all bad. It's all going to be tied up in courts for years and years and years.
You know, I saw a quote from, I believe it was the Justice Mistress, the Justice Mistress, and she basically said they know there's going to be challenges, bring them on. Not fun,
Well,
huh?
I mean, it's going to be a given. There's going to be challenges, especially for the first person that gets busted.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Because-
that first person, though.
But think about it. How can you even compare? You're going to sentence somebody 14 years for giving a 12-year-old a joint.
Yeah. Huh?
And if the guy went and screwed the 12-year-old, he'd only get 7 years.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. And those
Yeah,
those
I mean, that's
kinds
just
of,
totally retarded.
those kinds of things are going to go on the wayside because, you know, I mean, if you want to be technical, having anal sex in Canada is illegal. You know? But people do it.
Well, I
So,
don't, but I'm
there's
still
gonna
not
be-
making any laws then, aren't I?
No. That's hilarious.
But I mean, the penalties they've come out with this and claiming that this is legal is there's no other term of the word is politically incorrect as it is. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah. She wants to go have a smoke now.
Not allowed to smoke.
Not allowed inside. No smoking inside. So there's some cool games here too, but they got the Grow Up game and Weedopoly.
Oh, cool!
I'm going to try and get Al to bring his game in here one day. They have a volcano sitting here in front of the TV, which we have loaded with a Chromecast, and it's got cannabis news sliding past it, and artwork and street art. And Michael has joined us again, so we'll turn this sideways so we can get both of us.
Yeah.
And you know, we're talking about.
What's Michael think of?
Well, that's what I was going to say. We're talking about what's just happened over the last couple of days. They've passed one thing and snuck another one in on us.
Yeah, of course. That's what happens when you have the bad guys in charge of a good thing. Let's make no mistake about it. When you have a man that made a career out of putting people in jail, now in charge of legalizing the same thing he put people in jail for.
We're talking about Bill Blair.
Bill Blair, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know that the outcome can't be good.
No, but
Yeah, Bill Blair was mistake number one. No, mistake number one was Trudeau coming out saying he was going to legalize this before he fixed the fucking medical
did you see
program.
his tweet the other day? He said, "Promised, kept." In his tweet.
Not his promise.
So
I watched the video of him when he was in Winnipeg saying that, mom and pop shops like the one in downtown Winnipeg would be included, and he wanted to see those types of places legalized. And now here we have corporate government takeover. And it's a goddamn travesty, and it's a shame, really, when you think
It is.
how many people have been charged wrongfully for something that should never have been a crime in the first place. You know, you cannot make sound laws without science-based
and they're not using any of it. They said they've brought in people. They brought in people into the Senate to talk to them. The Emrys, a doctor, and the doctor's now the head of Tweed, the medical department at Tweed, and then they bring in. There are not many patients or activists
No.
or advocates, and they didn't do anything that the information they got on those polls that they brought in some of us for, they didn't use any of that information. They went with no scientific fact at all.
Nothing.
It's all gut-wrenching bullshit.
Exactly.
So you see what sitting beside Michael does to me?
Yeah. But it's the whole thing is based on lies. We'll have a failed medical program. We're going to have a thriving black market because nobody's going to want to pay tax on pot.
You know, I've often said, we could change the law by voting, but it may take a revolution. And I think really, honestly, the revolution is what it's going to take to really do something properly.
I think this is a new revolution that's starting.
I think that, I know for a fact that if 500,000 Canadians showed their face on Parliament Hill, the government would back up. Because
definitely.
500,000 people would shut Ottawa down. There would be no government.
But the problem in Canada is that people are very apathetic until it actually hits home.
Absolutely, I agree. I've seen it, People live in fear. They're afraid of, what will the neighbors think? Well, who gives a damn what the neighbors think? Sometimes you got to be a little different than the neighbor because the neighbor doesn't have the testicular fortitude to do what needs to be done.
My attitude is maybe the neighbor thinks just like you and is as scared shitless as you are.
You know what, Marcel? We were talking earlier about, you remember that summer where cannabis was legal?
Yeah.
It was the same summer that a woman bearing her breasts was made legal.
Yeah.
Okay. And, there were no issues. There were no problems. There were people walking down the street going, ha, yeah, thanks, man. It's about fucking time. And then they took it away from us.
With the creation of the...
Yeah, but with the creation of the MMAR.
Yeah.
Or was there one before that?
No. It was,
okay.
Well,
there was
Section 56.
Section 56, right? Yeah.
But even that was a dirty trick that they did.
Yeah.
Patients that were covered under Section 56 were sent letters and told to apply for the MMAR because their Section 56 would be no longer valid.
Yeah, but now they turned that into a
and
Section 53.
That actually was false because the Section 56 would have remained valid because it was signed by the minister.
Yeah. Well, I know that there was a very select few that had a 56.
There wasn't many of them.
And then, we made progress to the MMAR, but it still wasn't a viable solution, because there were still too many loopholes, and doctors being the gatekeeper was absolutely absurd. I don't know about you,
but... the original ruling in that Parker trial, the original ruling was that the laws on cannabis would be of no force or effect until they come out with a new or a valid medical program, which they never ever have.
No. So in hindsight, the Parker case should still stand, and that there should be no law.
I like
Exactly.
Harry Parker. He's a really good guy.
Right.
Except
I'll agree to that every day.
You can't get a lawyer to use that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know why the lawyers won't use that as a defense.
Let's try and remember that question for when Jack is here, because he's going to come in and talk to us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about knowing Jack for so long is, he's been coming on the show since before he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And he enjoys it. So he comes on and he can't, there's some things that he can't talk about, and he tells you that flat out, or he won't answer.
Yeah.
He'll abstain. Yeah. But, Jack has an eye where other lawyers don't. Like Paula Huie's a great lawyer, but Jack he's a member of the community.
Yeah.
He's been there with us through the last.
Lewin has done his part. Too.
Oh, yes, he has.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he
I
has.
mean,
Yes, he
they've
has.
all done their
But
part. It's just Jack is coming in as the
coming
fresh
from
blood.
the community into the lawyerdom.
Yeah.
You know, Kurt is awesome with his posts. He follows everything. He keeps us on point for everything. Kurt Tusaw. And Jack does his job, and Paul does his job, and there's a lot of other people out there that are doing it. John Conroy, who's now, is he retired now?
I believe so. I haven't seen anything from
seen
John
from in a
for
while.
probably at least a year.
Yeah. And then Alan
Young.
Alan Young, and he's retired.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, I like having those kinds of voices come in. We're gonna try and get them to come here and hang out with us here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's been a real privilege and honor being on the show.
I appreciate
myself.
you being here.
And I've tried to step back and looked after my own health, but I'm still here if anybody needs help or any kind of guidance in the right direction.
Yep.
I've been at this game an awful long time, and if there's one thing I know, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh yeah, that's a definite.
Coming with what's that?
That's a definite.
See, and you get it, man. You get it. And my concern is the young people. Maybe they don't understand it.
Yeah, then they're going to be targeted.
Yeah, they're going to think, everything's cool, man. I got
It's
a
not
joint,
just,
I gotta smoke
unfortunately, it's not
I
just
have
the
a
young
17-year-old that's exactly in that situation.
Yeah.
That she's having a very hard time understanding what this whole legalization concept
I think
is
a lot of
supposed to
people
actually
are,
be.
man. But the thing that's really, really bad is that instantly they're going to start targeting racial minority teenagers.
Absolutely. They will.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
What do you mean going to start? They never stopped.
But and the thing is now, with the new law, these young people aren't going to be able to they'll have to have 0 in their system. And that means they can't smoke anything for 30 or whatever day, 14 days, I guess it is, prior.
Yeah, but it's an instant, from what I understand, it's an instant 24-hour suspension.
Yeah.
It can be up to a $1,500 fine, yada, yada. Marcel, can we get access now to everything yet?
No.
Well, the minute we can, we're going to sit here and we're going to go through it. Not page by page, obviously, but as we usually do.
Yeah.
We usually sit, we call into the press
page by
things.
page. So
what was that? Well, you're going to have to read it.
Most of us are going to read it page by page, so we can understand what this crap is, and then some of us are going to have to read it 2 and 3 times.
Well, you'll have to read it at least 3 times because you're going to read it once for me.
Yeah. I'm familiar with how the courts work and their legal jargon. And
I've only read what's been published in articles so far.
Oh.
That's all
so
I've read.
You don't read transcripts?
Nope. But we call in to the press things and we listen to the whole thing and I record them. Yeah. Right? This last one, unfortunately, I missed the other night and last night.
I read the entire Murnau trial. Right?
Did you? Wow.
And I had to reread it probably 5 or 6 times. I would think I went through it because it was like, wait a minute, they did that 14 pages ago, and why are they redoing this? And it was absolutely drag out. It was a boxing match, and that went over into overtime. And there were extra rounds.
A lot of it was, I think, purposely to waste time.
I believe so, and I believe it was to make a spectacle.
To put it out there.
Yeah. But on the other hand, he was successful. I was there the final day of court in St. Catharines, and the man just walked out free, right? And hey, it was progress. Every time we go and challenge the federal courts and we make progress, it's of benefit to all of us.
It is. I mean, I don't think there's really been any cases that have been a hindrance.
No, annoyance
maybe.
Yeah, and it depends on the situation too
Yeah.
at hand.
Yeah.
The courts look at medical and recreational, in a different light, and
Bad, you're worse.
yeah, some people are very successful that challenge the courts medically.
Yeah.
And because there has to be passion, and there has to be a little bit of empathy for the sick and dying. The courts don't look at a recreational individual with the same type of empathy.
You were just driving down the road smoking a joint.
Yeah.
Do you have a reason for that?
Yeah.
No, just because you wanted to, that's not good enough.
No.
Or you were driving down the street and you were smoking a joint. Well, Your Honor, I got stage 3 breast cancer and it hurts right now, and that's the only way I can drive home from work and the only way I can continue working.
How about the general public is much safer when I drive while medicated?
Well, yeah, me too.
No road rage.
I'm
You
an
want to cut me
asshole.
off and go ahead? You're 3 seconds further than you were before.
Yeah.
That make your day?
Yeah.
Oh,
I almost-
sure, cut me off. It's okay.
Yeah.
When I was over here the other day, I swear to God, I had to go down to the lakeshore because they're putting in the track down at the CNE for the races and that. And there's all kinds of construction. I almost got out of the car and went after somebody who cut me off. I was like, I opened
Rage,
the door
right?
and,
Yeah.
he took off.
Oh, I get like that. If I have my kids in the car and somebody does something stupid like that, my rage goes from 0 to a 99. But if I'm medicated,
What? You can come on. If
come
you
on
want.
the show,
Come
Kelly.
and talk to us, Kelly.
There's a kind of a catch in this C-46.
Is there?
Yeah. The C-46 allows officers to perform a saliva test if they have reasonable grounds to stop a driver they suspect of being
you don't
impaired.
have to have any reasonable grounds anymore.
Now, I read a piece of
No,
that,
and it says has reasonable grounds. But the alcohol is a mandatory breath test without reasonable grounds, which means they can pull you over and basically get you to do both.
Yeah, but
Because they're going to give you the alcohol screening and then they're going to give you the saliva test.
But can they use the smell still? Because I just hit a skunk, officer.
Yeah, the smell's already been been proven in court that it's not grounds for probable
Looked at
cause.
me. I really did that once. I hated it. I felt bad for a week.
You smelt it for a week, that's why.
No,
Right,
actually,
but
he didn't hit the tire.
the fact that they can just pull you over and do a mandatory testing for alcohol will also give them basically grounds to demand a saliva test for drugs.
Okay, see, these are the kind of questions I want to ask Jack. What happens? I'm driving down the road, driving down the 401, woo, 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 and I pull over. Be honest, be honest, be honest. Yes, officer, I had something when I left London 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago, over 2
2
hours
hours
and 10
ago.
minutes ago.
Well, you know, I mean, what is the magic number is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm not acting. Am I
And-
acting stoned to you, officer? I don't feel stoned. You know when I feel
On,
stoned?
on this,
When I don't
my
have any
concern is the
cannabis in
saliva
me.
test.
You're unbalanced. But
I
my
ingest
question is,
cannabis.
what are they
What's
going
that?
to...
Hold on. What did you say, Marcel?
I want to know about this testing that they're going to do for this saliva test. I ingest cannabis more than I smoke it. So how's this going to work? Am I impaired as soon as I wake up in the morning or what?
Technically, yes.
Technically.
Kiss
Because
my ass.
The only thing this test can determine is that you have consumed cannabis within, the past 2-3 days.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you in court, officer. This is going to be fun.
Marcel,
You prove
let's-
it. I'm impaired.
Let's back up for a bit, okay? Marcel has MS. Marcel was in a hospital bed waiting to go bye-bye. And he started taking cannabis oil.
Mm-hmm.
Marcel,
Oh,
are you using
figured out
even-
how to make cannabis oil work.
Yeah, are you using even a cane anymore?
Just only because I'm lazy and sometimes I like something to lean on.
And hit people with.
Lean on me.
Yeah, and it makes a very effective weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so do those ones with those little butcher knives in them. But anyways, I'm just kidding.
Too far.
Yeah, I went.
But
Too
I have
much?
my concern with all of this is what do they do with your DNA sample? Because that's technically what a mouth swab is. Let's be real about it.
And it is kept on file.
Well,
It's
the other
a
question
DNA
is,
sample.
Yep. It's kept on file.
Do we get that back?
I don't think so.
That's
no,
my concern. Is
you
what
can't
happens.
have my DNA.
Yeah, I want it back.
But
Test it, but
you'd
give
have
it
to
back.
you'd have to take him to court for that, I guess.
That's horrible.
It is, and it's just another piece of bullshit that we have to go
Can we
through.
say bullshit?
We can say fucking bullshit. Ain't no
See, my
RTC.
My
here.
plan is very simple. I plan on saying I do not consent to a saliva test, and then I'm going to ask if I'm being arrested and if I'm free to go.
And if they
like you're
say
saying,
yes, you're being arrested, then I would say I would like to speak with your supervisor, please, and I'd like my phone call. They will arrest you, take you in, and speak to a supervisor.
I
And,
can't. I just can't see all this happening.
I-
Maybe I'm still
I
in
hope-
denial.
Cal,
It's going to
come
happen.
over here
Kelly,
for a minute,
yeah.
please, because Kelly's been pulled over.
I've been pulled over.
Okay,
Yeah.
just another story. Kelly
Yeah,
was
go.
pulled over coming out of Guelph with the kids, and it wasn't a bad thing that happened. It was just stressful, right? Here,
That's when they pulled me over.
You're going to have to
And
extenuate this.
I was licensed for 8 grams a day.
Yes.
And the officer said that she could smell cannabis. And I said, well, why would you say that? I just didn't know what else to say, something cliche. And she's like, were you smoking cannabis? I said, no. Do I look like I was? And I usually don't look like I am ever. But
You gotta have those dreamy bedroom kind of eyes. So
yeah,
She does, doesn't she?
Right?
I've been
Yeah.
staring at her.
So I could totally see.
Yeah. So I said, no, of course not. I've got my children with me. I know better. I do the radio. Thank God, the radio station.
Did she mention the radio station?
Yeah, I did. I said, I've done this. I know the laws. I would know better. So she said, are you licensed? I said, yeah. She said, do you have your license with you? And I said, yeah, why? And she said, well, because I can smell cannabis. I said, okay, well, you know what? I think it's probably because I picked up my meds today.
Yes.
And so she said, can I see them? So I got my bag right away, and I gave...
This bag?
Yeah, took it out of the bag. And so she says this to me. She looks at it, and she said, okay, you're licensed for 8 grams a day. Well, you better not have more than 8 grams, or I'm going to, I might have to arrest you. So I was like,
I'd suggest
what?
you read the law first.
Hold on. This is the fun part coming up.
I said, what? I'm allowed to carry a lot more than that, right? I said, you might want to read it. So she goes back to her car, and she waited. And what they did was they turned the bag inside out to weigh it, right? So... because there was some on the inside. That's how I knew they did that. They just turned it inside out, weighed the bag, and gave it back to me.
They're carrying scales around.
Yeah, that's what I said. They got scales
She's
in their
like,
cars now.
well, you only have 6 grams. That's what she said. You only have 6 grams, and gave it back to me. But I can't even remember what.
How do you know it wasn't tainted after that?
Yeah, I know.
They could have drugged you.
Who knows if she washed her hands?
Yeah.
They could have put one
That's
of those
what I was
micro
thinking.
things
Like,
in
why
there.
did you take it out?
I feel unsafe now with this. My medicine's been
Yeah.
compromised.
I know,
I'd like
because
consultation, please.
They touched. Yeah, really. Yeah, I want an ounce of really high quality. Drown my sorrows.
So anyway,
I had a snafu one time where a shipment ended up in the hands of a police officer, so I called them to let them know they should stop looking for who owned it, because it was mine, and I told them that I might want it back. I said so I'd have to file to the courts, and she said that's understandable. And I said, you'll keep it there for 6 months. And she said that we have to. So they kept about 5 pounds of trim in a garbage bag for 6 months. What?
Did it go moldy?
I'm hoping.
Did it go
But it
moldy?
would have reeked in that
Wouldn't have gone
storage
moldy?
locker for 6 months.
Oh, you didn't hear? I said, did it go moldy?
No, it might have been moldy when they got it. And then, but I said to the cop, I said, I'm not going to get it back. I said, even if I take it to court, I said, if I get it back, I'm going to destroy it because I have no idea what you guys would do to it.
Yeah.
And she said, we would never do anything. I said, it's easy for you to say that. I said, but how do I know what you do? And then left the conversation as that.
Uh-oh. I'm going to say, let's hang on this conversation because we have an interview we've got to run, and we've only got 45 minutes left. So, and then after this, we have, okay, start reading, lady.
We have the Weirdo Carnival stand-up comedy show here at Ganjahnistas, 242 King Street East.
They see, you're gonna take bits and pieces of that and make a commercial.
A commercial?
A commercial.
Commercials.
And I can't see the names.
So it's hosted by Brandon Sobel, with opening acts Tyler Shazma, Dave McInnes, and headlining is Black Zeus.
I've heard of Black Zeus.
I've heard he's really funny.
And I'm looking forward. We're going to be sitting here listening and streaming it. So if you can't get in here for whatever reason, we want you to come in here.
You can't.
Okay.
You won't be able to feel the energy.
You won't feel the energy, and you won't be able to smoke with us.
Yeah.
But you'll know what's happening for the next time, though.
Yep.
And if you're trapped at home and you can't get out because your husband has locked the key and hit it, and
if he did that, just call us. We'll come break you out.
We're going to listen to an
Before
interview.
you go,
okay,
or before you do that, I'm going to bow out.
Okay.
Because somebody just came in anyways, and then I'll pick up the feed and listen.
Okay, buddy. Yeah.
So you guys have a great night. Nice chatting with all of you.
Quick reflexes.
And we're gonna listen to our thing, and then Mary Jane, you want to tell us what we're gonna hear?
Yeah, we're going to hear the interview with Pat Roach and myself that we did earlier today on his cheeseburger picnic tour.
And you know what? It was really good. Mary Jane did one a couple months ago with Cheech and Chong.
Oh.
She went and saw them at Rama. Was it Rama? Yeah.
Casino-rama.
Yeah, Casino-rama.
Yeah, we call it Rama.
Sorry.
He's Jewish.
Yeah, whatever.
All right,
We're
you guys have a good night.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Celebrate Indigenous Awakening at Legacy 420's first outdoor music fest, August 11th on the Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory.
This one's about rock and roll and comic books and bubblegum.
Featuring Headstones, DJ Shove, Derek Miller, and more, with host MC Howie Miller. Opening drum ceremony at 12 noon. Medicinal, food, and Indigenous vendors and artists. Free camping. Tickets $75 at legacy420.com. A 19 and over event. Indigenous Awakening, Saturday, August 11th on Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory. Take Highway 401, exit 556.
Sponsored by NIMCA and Legacy 420.
I love this little kid.
It's nice,
Brilliant.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here with Patrick Roach, better known as Randy from the Trailer Park Boys. Now those shows are filmed out in Eastern Canada, right?
That's right. Out on the East Coast in Nova Scotia.
Okay. Is there a reason why you guys went with Nova Scotia?
Well, most of us are from Nova Scotia, so
Okay.
that's where we decided to do it, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did hear it's been very beautiful out there, and luckily I'm going to get to see this summer for Harvest Fest. As many of you know, there is the Mum Cup out there. It is the July 20th weekend, and it's somewhere around Truro. If you want to know the exact location, just hit me up and I'll let you know.
And that's where we filmed Trailer Park Boys the last few seasons.
Is in Truro.
In Truro, yes.
Okay, I know the location has been secret, sort of.
Well, it's behind the Bible Hill racetrack for horses and whatnot. So,
okay.
and it's just a little park. People are really nice, nicer than what you would ever think. You know, they just treat you like gold. So
that's awesome.
So if you go there, you can drive through the park and see kind of where things were done.
I just might do that.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
right.
might do that. I was hoping to hook up with the boys when I go down there, but we'll see what their plans are for July.
Right.
Yeah.
You never know. Ricky might be too high. Who knows?
I can appreciate that for sure. It does get pretty cold in Canada and a lot over in the Maritimes.
Yes, it does, yes.
How did you manage being half naked all the time?
Well, Randy doesn't wear shirts. He doesn't like shirts. So you just got to try to go out, do things, and then come back in and maybe, get a little warming coat for a minute or two.
I see. Soften the nipples a little, eh?
The worst was when we filmed the last movie that we did, and it was in March. And in March out east, you don't know what you're going to get. It actually snowed. And Randy was on one of these Segway machines. No shirt, long hair blowing in the breeze, and it was snowing. So obviously freezing. And you're flying around at a good speed on a Segway. Pretty fun, but I froze. I froze my tits off. I did.
No pun intended.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
Sure. So you guys smoke a lot of cannabis on the show.
Yes.
That's not real cannabis, right?
Sadly, it's not real
Okay.
because we have work to do and we can't be that high. We're good actors. We can just act high. Like Randy smokes out of a little honey bong and mows lawns and such, but put oregano in there, oregano with a bit of basil,
Okay, I
And
thought
it's-
maybe rosemary.
No, we haven't tried rosemary, but it just gives a good smoke. But it rips your throat out, that's all.
Yeah,
It's a little bit hard.
I could imagine.
Yes, but
so.
we can't just be getting totally baked. It's the same way that my good friend John Dunsworth, Mr. Leahy, who passed away, he used to just drink Coke and water, and that would look like liquor, right?
Okay,
So,
my kids and
not
I were
real liquor.
We were talking about that because we were amazed to find out that Mr. Leahy never had a drop of alcohol at all because he's such an amazing actor and he played the role so
That's right.
well, right?
That's right.
He really captured the struggle that it took for alcohol. And the kids and I thought maybe it was iced tea.
Well, he started with that, but that upset his stomach. So
Oh.
they just water with a little bit of Coke, and then it just makes that nice liquor look.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But you do smoke cannabis in real life, right?
From time to time, I have partaken in
Okay,
these things,
I won't
right?
hold it against you.
That's
and-
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, with legalization coming later this year, we'll be able to ease off from being afraid, at least for a little bit.
Well, for my sore back, my belly makes my back sore, so that it's supposed to help with that.
It's all the
Right?
cheeseburgers.
See, people are talking about the CBDs and things that
Yeah.
are to help medically.
Yeah.
And I've been to a few different conferences, out in British Columbia about dope, and I'm blown away with the amount of products, professional products for health. People are just stopping seizures, and there's tinctures for if your arm's sore or arthritis, you put that on and it helps you. So
Yeah.
I think it's great to be using a natural type of medicine. So Canada's just taking the right steps in my mind to explore that. So
That's awesome. I totally agree with you there.
yeah.
What about the first time you got high? What was it like the first time you consumed cannabis?
It was, I think it was hash and hot knives back in high school. Yeah, so doing, the little nuggets, and we've even had that on the show.
Okay.
And I remember it ripped our throats right out and stuff. But of course, when you're young, you can do these silly things,
Yeah. It's sad to say, but I actually never seen a full episode of the Trailer Park Boys from beginning to end until earlier this year when I had stumbled upon an episode and thought, oh my God, what have I been missing? And decided amen for Netflix, because I went straight to Netflix and I started on season 1, episode 1. And I'm now season 11, episode 9.
Wow.
So I am getting towards
for
the
you.
end.
That's nice.
I feel like you guys are family. So I do love the show. I can't wait to get to the end of 12, and I look forward to 13.
Good for you.
I know you're on your tour right now, right? The Cheeseburger Picnic Tour.
Yes, Randy's Cheeseburger Picnic Tour.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you for detouring today and making a stop here at Legacy 420. We
Wow,
definitely
no.
appreciate it.
It's exciting.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
doing a lot of great work down here on the reserve, and excited to see what happens after, for sure.
Right.
So where can people find information on your tour?
They can go on the Randy Cheeseburger Picnic Facebook page. I also have an Instagram now. It's called Pat Roach Official.
Okay.
And I'm not the best at the social media, but I'm gonna make an attempt to try to get better.
Awesome.
So
I look forward to what you put out because
All
I'm a
right.
huge Instagram person myself. So a couple of our fans wanted to know, you are a huge fan of cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Where do you get your cheeseburger fix? Who's your favorite place to go to?
Well, there's so many good places, and what happens is each town has their own. Hey, you got to go to this spot, and you go, and they are awesome. But back home, I would go to my friend. He manages an A&W, and I like a good teen burger or a few buddy burgers with a little sauteed onions on them.
Nice.
And they're tasty. But like a Five Guys burger is a nice burger too.
Okay.
They have good ones.
Yeah.
Good home cut fries. But I'd say there's so many out there. It's
hard to
It's
choose.
hard to tell, boys. I get my fix. I definitely get enough cheeseburgers. That's for sure.
Yes. Now, is it just cheeseburgers that are your munchie food, or do you like crave anything else when you have the munchies?
Onion rings. Onion rings are a good thing. But me, I like chips. I like the salt. I love chips. So if I go to this grocery store and don't want to be getting too fat, I'm just the right fat now. I try not to buy the chips because if I buy them all, I can eat a whole big bag.
Okay.
And it's just sitting there if you're watching some Netflix or whatever you're doing. So I just try not to go that crazy.
Yeah, you definitely can't take the bag with you to the couch, right?
No, it's bad. But if you're having a few drinky poos with your friends and playing some cards or something, an East Coast Donair, like a King of Donair that's been mentioned on Trailer Park Boys, they make a very good Donair.
Nice.
And a Donair is, what do you call them, gyros or... a gyro.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the Donair is the East Coast style, but it's got a spicy meat with a sweet white sauce, onions, and tomatoes.
Sounds
That's it.
delicious.
Wrapped in a pita, and it is definitely dirty and messy, and it's got garlicky. So you hope your friends are eating it too. Otherwise, you might kill them with your breath.
Awesome. I hope you're ready for that, babe. I'm going to try that when we go
Oh
out
yeah,
east.
get some for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to meet with me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your tour, and hopefully our paths will cross again.
Sounds good. It was my pleasure.
All right.
Good meeting you.
Yes.
All right. Nice interview.
All right, and we're back. We're back. And did you enjoy doing that?
Oh my God, it was awesome.
Yeah?
Oh,
You had fun, eh?
great.
You're breaking up really bad.
Oh, sorry. No, that's great.
No, you're breaking up really bad. So we'll just say, good job, Mary Jane. That was a very good job. Michael?
Yes?
Thank you very much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks
Kelly,
for having me.
thank you very much for sitting here and behaving yourself.
Being quiet.
Paula, thank you. No, you don't have to come over. She's doing cashier stuff. You can say goodnight and tell people real quickly again what's going on.
So tonight, starting at 10:30, we're having the Weirdo Comedy Show, Carnival, stand-up comedy.
Cool.
thing. Yeah.
And we're going to stream it right here on Lifestyle Radio and 420radio.ca. So you'll be able to listen to it. But if you're in Hamilton, come here.
242 King Street East. In the village.
In the old village, the old international village. It's really cool at night here. You just have to step over people. We'll be back next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Mary Jane.
Thank you. Thank you, Paula.
Wow, that was loud. All right, we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to the 420 Radio Show. Thank you for coming there, Tracy. And good night.
Good night.
Are you looking for cannabis news, education, and people's opinions? Are you looking to learn what Canadian and international cannabis advocates are doing? Not only now, but what got them to this point in their lives, and what does the future hold for them? Do you want to learn how patients are using cannabis as their daily medication, or learn how their cannabis use helps them with their medical condition? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then I'm going to suggest to you to tune in to Lifestyle Radio. Catch their live weekly shows and have your questions and concerns answered and find the experience you're looking for. Monday, catch your weekly news broadcast with the Reef Reporters. Then on Wednesday, get several hours worth of cannabis public education. We get things started with Cannabis and Coffee with Tamarawana. Then tune in and catch Pottawa with Russell Barth, who calls himself the world's angriest pothead. Finish up your evening with the award-winning Pace Radio Show with Al Graham and joint host Kim Cooper and Alicia Yashishin. No week would be complete without tuning into Friday night's program, the 420 Radio Show, featuring Al Rapp and the 420 Radio crew, Mary Jane Baker and Marcel Gignac. Cannabis is a lifestyle, and you can catch all your cannabis lifestyle information right here at lifestyleradio.net or at our sister site, 420radio.ca.
Celebrate Indigenous Awakening at Legacy 420's first outdoor music fest, August 11th on the Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory. Featuring Headstones, DJ Shub, Murray Porter, and more, with host MC Howie Miller. Opening drum ceremony at 12 noon. Medicinal, food, and Indigenous vendors and artists. Free camping. Tickets $75 at legacy420.com. A 19 and over event. Indigenous Awakening, Saturday, August 11th on Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory. Take Highway 401, exit 556.
Sponsored by NIMCA and Legacy 420.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.